Hey guys, it's Jim. Just want to let everybody know who donates to QF through PayPal to no longer use the JimFix76 email account anymore. I'm getting rid of it because it's too much of a hassle. Instead, future PayPal donations can go to Johnny, that's JOHNNY, the Greek, 21 at gmail.com. Johnny the Greek 21 at gmail.com. I'll be updating the intros to reflect that and the descriptions in all the videos as well. Anybody on Patreon doesn't have to worry. This doesn't affect them. Thanks, guys.
I can do that.
Raise your right hand and say, I swear on the Lord Jesus Christ I'm not fucking Robin.
Well, I swear on the Lord Jesus Christ I'm not fucking Robin.
Okay.
I really think that that was a confession that she's fucking him.
How?
When she mentioned the charity.
Well, hey, I start.
She mentioned that charity. She just wedged that in.
What? Hey, I'm starting a foundation. That means that she's screwing the guy.
No. This has been a long time coming.
Yeah, but she's mentioned him 100 times before. So why is this the announcement?
Because a charity. When you go into a charity with one person, that's almost like making a baby.
Robin, the 34, I think, should go up to 40 on the narcissistic chart, because I can't exactly remember what Howard said, and she goes, oh, thank God for people like that, and she was completely referring to herself.
John Hyde. Big wrap-up show yesterday. I heard Robin on the wrap-up show with her. Guatemala, 15 Foundation. You know what? I'm resenting the 15 Foundation.
Why are you resenting it?
I don't know. There's too much 15 Foundation on the air. Everyone's afraid of you around here, from what I can tell. Because people are like, I go, so don't give any money. And they go, oh, no, I better give money.
The bigger issue here, even beyond today, is that Robin's charity's totally taken over the office. Whether it's on air, where she's slipping in charity stuff into the news, whether it's Sal and Richard, whether it's me looking up contacts, whether it's her assistant that's just dropped in the middle of the office when no one knows who she is, and she's in and out of Tim's office. It is, there's more charity work going on here now than radio work.
What's the big deal?
Well, the big deal took up an hour on the wrap-up show.
You know what? I said I didn't want to get into this conversation. Goodbye, Jason.
Well, Jason, I don't know what to say. I do. I think
I don't want to have this conversation.
She's upset. Okay. I want to talk to you about it.
You know what? I just have to respectfully quit this job.
Right.
Because I'm just a torturer to everyone here. I'm a miserable cunt who doesn't even say good morning, apparently. And what are we supposed to be talking about?
Listen, he wants more from you.
I'm done.
You're not done. You wouldn't leave.
Yeah, and then, we were having a great time. It was a good evening.
Yeah. And then something bad happened.
Information that really rocked me, and it just fucked my weekend.
I could guess what it is, but I'm not gonna. I think I probably figured it out.
Really? So, yeah.
Somebody betray you?
It felt like a betrayal, yeah.
Hello, folks, and welcome to QF, a podcast about Howard Stern. I'm Phil Moore, your host, a.k.a. Jim Fix. And with me, of course, is continuing the saga, Sam. How you doing, Sammy?
Oh, so ready for more wonderful, more Guatemala.
More of Robin Bedelia?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
Traipsing around, teaching us nothing.
Okay, when last we left you, it was part 5, and we'd just gone through 32310. Now we're going to the next day on the air, more Guatemala bullshit, because the wrap-up show was such fodder for the show, if you guys all recall. Not anymore, but back then it was just extra material. So here we go with more Guatemala bullshit.
I love it. Hey, so I heard you on the wrap-up show.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. Like, you come in, and first you banged your knee.
Oh.
I mean, I felt bad for you, but... And then I learned that Robin used to be a big sister. This was kind of a big revelation on the wrap-up show.
I know. I thought about that later. I said, I never said this.
Robin used to be a big sister. Going back to Robin's roots in philanthropy. She does things, and of course...
The derision.
It's so odd, too, because... they talk about their lives so much, but then, we were all surprised kind of by this revelation, and then Howard was even surprised. So how much of it really is a part of your life if nobody knows about it?
Well, the big sister thing was a revelation in her book. and we laugh about it. We have the audio clips, but I don't think she talks about it so much in her book because it makes her look like such an asshole in the audio book anyway. And if we ever do a remake of the Quivers of Life story, it'll be something extra we do for something we're doing, by the way, guys. Patreon only content coming to you soon. It doesn't mean your Sunday shows are going to go away. That's always going to be there for you. But for those Patreon subscribers and for future people who want to donate to the show via Patreon, we're going to have content that's exclusive to those people, and it's just going to be extras and what have you, because we want to do something special for them and incentivize people to get on with that, because that seems to be what every other podcast has to do, and we you know we'd love to have everything for free, but you know this takes a lot of effort, and you know. Just
yeah, look at this talent.
Exactly. So here we go.
We ridicule you for doing good things.
I know. Our agent called me yesterday. He said, in spite you're being made fun of, it sounds like you had an incredible trip.
Jimmy Kimmel said to me, "That's why you're brilliant." He said, "You're the only guy I know who, when someone goes and tries to help someone, you could just sit there and ridicule them relentlessly."
Oh, that sounds awful.
It's horrible. Oh, people. But no, I mean, I'm proud of you. You know that, I hope. But for a while,
Does he sound proud?
It's a couched in dig. You know what I mean? He doesn't. He's never really proud of it. He's actually annoyed by the entire thing. But he also is getting content from it. And Robin makes it so easy to make fun of. You know, if she actually did what she was supposed to do and make this a really fundamentally important trip that taught everyone something about Guatemala, and this charity turned out to be like a huge foundation, like Kennedy Center level. You know what I'm saying? So she's just like Oprah Foundation level. Then he wouldn't have anything to make fun of, but she didn't take any of it seriously. So
no, and he knew that. Like he knows that about her. She knows things about him. It's amazing that they have each other's shorthand so completely, so thoroughly that they. Like when he starts talking about, joking, like she would poke them about him and Ralph about, the gay stuff, knowing what she knows. Kind of the equivalent, but this is for her charity instead. And so he knows that the charity is just all about getting with this asshole. And Richie Wilson was the one who said, "Oh, the grifter." Like they all knew it. It was as obvious as fucking, I don't know, snowflakes in your eyes. So let's keep going.
Sister, and I was convinced.
For a while.
I was convinced Robin would bail, like after a couple of weeks, like with the race car driving and stuff. And I went,
I can't bail on animals and people.
And it was a great story too, because like Robin was helping a white kid.
She can't bail on animals or people. She left the little sister ASAP and Blaze. Anyone?
He's at the glue factory. He's since been made into glue. And
she seriously just irresponsibly spent money to house a horse that she didn't see. I mean, what a frivolous idiot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, she also, she can't give up people. She gave up her family for years after coming back to them begging for help, and doesn't have a relationship with her brother, as far as I know. Has with his son, but not with him. So, Jesus,
she's also like one of the only people I know at her age that constantly have falling out with like social circles. You know what I mean? She seemed to have the witches, that those like weird, the running crowd, this crowd. It's like, this is stuff you should have figured out by when you were young. You shouldn't keep going through friends like this. It's bizarre.
Right, and if you go through Quivers of Life, guys, you'll find it really is just like some kind of Wizard of Oz thing, because she stumbles across people in her life that help her along, but there's no actually staying power. No one stays in her life aside from her parents, and not even her brother. He gets slightly more attention than Ellen did in Howard's 2 books, but everybody's incidental.
Yeah, and you notice in her book, and even in these the way she talks about this charity, it's all from her. Yes, it's from her perception, but she never really thinks about the people involved in any of this. So when she's talking about stories, well, how do you think that made this person feel when you just cut them off? Or how do you think this charity felt when you decided, I'm going to stop giving grants because nobody's going to my things because I'm not promoting it and I linked it with a grifter. Sorry.
Well, yes, and especially after the fact that you never heard about 15 Foundation, like it just petered out. It was not an organic. I mean, it was organic in that she gave up on it, but it wasn't. There wasn't any kind of okay, we accomplished what we set out to do. Now I'm going to leave it in the hands of better people. Usually, when people give up on charities, it's because they're up and running and self-sufficient and they're successful. You don't fail at them because you're just too fucking fed up and pissed off that you got taken for a ride. It makes you look like an asshole. It makes you look like you didn't care about the fucking charity to begin with.
Completely. You know what's so funny too is COVID was the best thing that happened to the North Shore Animal League for Beth and Bianca's furry friends, Beth's furry tax shelter, whatever the hell she's calling it these days.
Exactly.
Because now they can't have that gala, which nobody was really showing up to anymore anyways.
Right.
It went from like being some, dressed to the nines gala where she's in some like velvet ball gown and cat ears to, having it some restaurant.
Yeah.
Like you're wearing
Abigail,
jeans and t-shirts.
With Abbott Gold. Best Bee Gees Light.
Or who was that one singer who did that weird dog song, that weird cat song, and that she kept trying to make it happen?
Not Belinda Carlisle.
No, it was like it was way more B-list. It was the last one before COVID.
I don't recall.
Fuck, I can't remember his name. It was just some nothing singer that she was trying to make happen.
Okay, let's keep going.
Like you always think Big Sister's easier for like Puerto Rican and black kids. So Robin was helping a white kid. Which shows you, like you know how everyone thinks all Jews are rich?
Right.
And then I came across some guy who works at a charity. He goes, it's for poor Jewish people. And I go, what are there, two?
Yeah.
And then he goes, are you kidding?
A whole charity for two people?
There's tremendous poverty in the Jewish community. So, like Robin helping a white kid was the greatest.
And it's always... they want to make like she's just Robin. She wants to advance that narrative since the Sally Jesse show. I'm about Robin. I'm not about race. But he the first thing he went to was she's helping a white girl.
Yeah, why does it matter? How about people?
Yeah.
Howard, I give him credit. He's way ahead of his time. I'm sure he's really happy in 2021 since that's all that matters now is identity.
Yeah.
And she stuck. I think yesterday she revealed that the girl, of course, that she took in. I remember meeting her. She was a little kid.
Yeah, well,
she's now a grown. Yeah, she was a teenager. Now she's a grown woman. She has 3 children of her own. Robin revealed. I didn't even know this. I'm sure I've been told it, but I ignore it. I'm sure.
It was just like everything else in his life.
The word children instantly, it's like earmuffs.
Yeah. Good reference.
Robin has told me this. And she said, yeah, and they refer to me as Grandma.
Oh.
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm Grandma Robin.
You were a big sister. Tell it.
Sister. You
Yes.
have a really hard time with S's.
And wasn't that pre-caps?
I don't know what the hell that pronunciation was.
Yeah, Michael.
Your Aunt Robin.
No. We tried to, because she had no family, really, essentially. Right. And we sort of created a family group.
Then we left her.
Yeah, we sort of created a family group that I abandon and I revisit when I need it to promote my philanthropy.
Exactly.
And then I bring it back up again.
Yeah.
She has a mother.
Not really.
A biological mother. No, she doesn't see her?
Well, everybody has a biological mother.
But I thought she sees her.
No.
Oh, so you're like...
Remember when she ran away? She's never seen that woman since then.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
You don't remember I used to go to college with her on Parents' Day?
Well, I knew that, but I still thought her mother was in her life.
No.
Oh, so you became mommy.
Wow, it just sounds familiar. None of her family's in her life.
How much do you want to bet Robin helped keep the toxicity in that relationship with her biological mother going?
Well, I mean, there's, like I said in an earlier
Just
podcast,
speculating.
probably 20, 30 podcasts ago, I mentioned that someone purporting to be Leah, that's the name of the little sister that she supposedly became a big sister to, that her mother went on an Amazon review, and the mother explained that because it's about, it was in the Robin's book. If you look in Quivers of Life, there in the reviews, it says, I'm Leah's mother. I was a single mother, lost in the system, could not, I had no business being a mother at that time in my life. And, it was just a really rough time. You don't ever see any perspective. It's all just whatever Robin says. And then you lose any kind of respect for the narrator when she says, I mired in guilt, I fled to a health spa. When I dumped her off, I couldn't complete the little sister year.
Oh my God.
So this person
And
has been
now she's
abandoned by their
grandma.
mother. She's been abandoned by her mother and now by her big sister. Very big sister.
And it's all because Robin didn't like the way she reacted to things, was it?
Yeah.
She wasn't thrilled with her
She wasn't
reactions.
amazed. Yeah, because she was taking her to Disneyland and doing all these things, and she just Robin, out of nerves, because the Leah said you talk too much, and then Robin got upset. And she told her
It's
off.
all
She
about
says, "How would you-"
Robin.
Yeah, because she said, "How would you like it if people said that to you, to a fucking kid who doesn't know any better, and also is probably obviously comes from some kind of troubled background."
From a troubled background.
Right. And she's finding you annoying. It means it took her that long to come out of her shell to say, you talk too fucking much. Why don't you ask me about me?
I'm not interested.
Yeah. Did you hear about Blaze? And so she got fed up basically with being a big sister. And she claims it was, we couldn't get any help for her, but that's not it. She just got fucking bored like everything else in her life.
Yep.
Well, she has two mothers.
Wow. So you're the only one they know is your grandmother.
I don't mean her biological mother. I mean, she had another big sister before me. So we came together. Remember, you've met the other big sister as well. You met Heidi with her kids one day.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I don't pay attention when you bring all these cases in.
And you go, how do you know, Robert? Well, we're Leah's two mothers.
Yeah, and you know what? I hear that and I just kind of bail out mentally. I'm just like,
I don't understand.
I don't know. I just want to get to my office and sleep.
That's so funny because, go ahead.
Is he ever going to meet his grandchild? What are they?
That was most recently. Somebody was mentioning he brought up his kids, but he never brings up his fucking grandchild.
Yeah, not at all.
Wonder why.
The show's over. I'm back there sleeping. I really don't pay attention till I'm on the air. Oh, so she had a different big sister, but you are a much better big sister. You should be grandma.
Heidi's grandma, too.
Why did Heidi bail?
Heidi didn't bail. She got pregnant and married, and she could no longer do it.
So when you get a puppy and you have a kid, do you get rid of the puppy?
Oh, my goodness.
You mean
she never got out of Leah's life.
Okay.
Because when Leah really got into trouble, Heidi was right there.
When a bulldog falls in a pool, do you jump in and save it, or do you wait for the hired beard to jump in?
These people should never have children.
No, and not even pets. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like you see what's happening with cats. The cats in the fucking in Stalag fucking horseshoe Beth. I mean, the cat. God, I won't even get into it. It's just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But at any rate, the wet cat food all over the place, the one eyes, everything. Just it's awful.
Okay. So the both of you are grandma.
Yes.
How many Guatemalans will be calling you grandma soon?
None.
Granny Robin. See, Granny Robin is good to us. She comes and eats our diarrhea. She video blonde.
When's the last time you heard Fred on the show?
I was just thinking, when's the last time Howard made me laugh?
Exactly.
Look at her video blogging, Grandma.
We are in Granny Robin's video blog.
Grandma's a soft touch. Grandma brings us money for more diarrhea food. Today I had a big potato in my diarrhea.
Squash.
Squash. Good.
Okay, so she has to join in the mockery because it's not serious what she's doing, and she doesn't give a fuck about it anyway.
Yeah, squashing their diarrhea. Good.
Yeah, exactly. You got a problem with that?
For you, Robin. That's beautiful. Grandma Robin so freaked you out, man. That would freak me out.
I deal with it.
We know.
That's why he won't mention it. That's why we just got our answer.
Exactly.
Freaks him out.
Right.
More.
Okay, this will only be for a little while.
And the kids go, Grandma, Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got to see that. You got a video blog that.
No.
Oh, come on.
We call her abuela.
In Guatemala, your abuela?
Abuela.
Ah.
What the heck is that?
That is grandma.
I'd rather that. Nobody would know what it was.
Wow.
I'm going to start saying, call me abuela.
Yeah, no one understands that in the United States with, 80 million Hispanic people living there out of 60 million.
His friend lives in New York City.
That's funny.
Hey, I heard you say you didn't sign on to be grandma. You're a big sister.
Very big.
If you knew it was going to end up with someone calling you grandma, I don't think you would have done it.
Well, again, it all turned out a little differently than I expected. But it's great because I love Leah.
Yeah, I know you do. Good for you. How often do you talk to her?
We more, we're on she lives up in Rochester. We have a big reunion a couple times a year.
She lives up in Rochester. She made it sound like, she lives in Beirut. I don't get time I don't have time to travel that way.
Let's listen to that answer. Well, she knows. We mostly do, the
phone tag.
Lives up in Rochester.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the answer when you're close.
I think she lives up in Rochester. I don't remember who was president then.
Oh, yeah?
Gets together, yeah.
You call each other?
Whenever we need to, but, we're mostly on, Facebook.
I see.
So that's a no.
Oh, God, she has the same relationship as Dr. Lewin Howard.
I actually have. Remember when Artie said he had that foster kid, Costa Rican kid, Minor Salazar? He called a major mistake. And then he met him in the Bronx and he gave him money for pot. Something like that. Anyway, he goes, like, there's people that I've known in life that actually still keep in touch with their foster, like the kids that they gave money to for, like the UNICEF thing where, you could, the Sally Struthers thing where you can, sponsor a kid for however many dollars a month, $20 a month and stuff like that. And they did keep in touch with them over the years. It's not that uncommon, but a little sister is you're physically in their, in their presence, the big sister or big brother situation. So it's a way different situation. You're a lot closer physically. So in order to not have that connection anymore, says I think more about Robin than it does about this kid. Although I don't think Robin's going to throw her under the bus that much if it's the kid's fault. But you never know.
She has your number.
Text, of course she does. She knows where I live.
I know you don't give that out there.
The
Just
whole
anyway.
thing.
Why don't we have Grandma's phone number?
Oh my God!
Wow, I got to see that.
It was funny. The reason I said that was because I just got a little thank you note from Diamond. She just had a birthday.
Oh, that's one of your grandchildren?
Yeah.
The kid's name is Diamond? Is the other kid Zirconia?
White grandchildren.
No, they're black. It's all crazy and mixed up.
Your white
What? Howard? You've never heard of a black person and a white person having a kid together?
Isn't his grandchild mixed? Maybe that's why he doesn't mention it.
I mean, he acts like this. He's
He's just racist.
Oh.
Yeah.
His black kids.
Yeah, they're all adopted.
Oh.
And
wow.
Yeah, she became a foster parent.
Oh.
Because she always, having been in her situation, she had a very great desire to help children who would wind up in her situation.
Wow, a bunch of do-gooders.
And so she became a foster parent and eventually adopted these
That's
kids.
a good person you raised. Because I said no white kid is named Diamond. Wow, so now
So it wasn't bad enough having a black kid. Now there can't be a white kid named Diamond.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Okay.
Thank you, Howard.
Grandchildren.
Yes.
But a white
They
daughter.
have a white mother.
It's so confusing, your family.
It's like The Blind Side over there.
Yeah. Good Lord. Who would have figured that would it be the ending to the story?
Doesn't surprise me.
Now you have black grandchildren.
Which is what I should have.
Right.
I know, guys. We're not trying to be. I hate when that people criticize us for going, oh, you're looking back at 2010 Stern and criticizing the sort of all the references to black this and black that, and you're sounding woke and you're sounding all snowflakes. And it's like, no, it's not that. It seems to be the first and foremost thing of not even just Sal, but Wig himself. When Howard starts going down this road, like, oh, the black, and he focuses on black and white and Chinese or whatever, when that's the first thing that comes to your mind, you clearly have some kind of racial problem, like a racial issue in your head. When I see a black person, I think there's a guy. I never go, there's a black guy. I just don't. As a kid, I never did. I never saw, you couldn't afford to see people like that. You get your ass kicked.
That's why it's so interesting to me that now it's like everything's turned on its head. And so a conversation like this, yeah, it's racist, but now he'd be like, yes, and this is her African-American child, and this is her this child, and it's like, and this is her South Pacific or Islander child, and look at here, we have this child, it's just a diversity and equity, and it's like, what the fuck? When did this happen? Why? We just looked at people as people. That was the whole goal to come out of this, is looking at people as people, and I don't know what happened and how we got lost, but somehow this kind of conversation has now become the regular conversation.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure. Like these days, even it's first on his mind, but he's less likely to say shit like this, basically. But my God, when he was left unfettered, this is 2010, guys. Remember, Artie's no longer there. He's 3 months off the job, and so he's got even more time to fill. So this stuff would come out.
Companion there, Grandpa.
What companion? What are you talking about?
I mean.
Junior.
Never met them.
Robin's companion. He's just companion.
Here we go with companion. I love
You don't know what he is.
New term.
Okay, so that's from, that was 3/24/10, and now we're going to go a little further into the same day, where it's clip number 14. Howard's starting to get fed up with 15 Foundation. So now the slide comes.
John Hein. Big wrap-up show yesterday. I heard Robin on the wrap-up show with her. Guatemala, 15 Foundation. You know what? I'm resenting the 15 Foundation.
Why are you resenting it?
I don't know. There's too much 15 Foundation on the air.
Well, I just have to say today is the day to go on the website, because if you click on Give 15, you can see a way to donate. You can see the things we need for the game room, for the Boys and Girls Club of South Beach, and donate the money for those things. So please go on 15foundation.org.
I don't know. I don't like this new.
Okay.
So he goes, I don't like 15, and she just plows right through it. I almost respect it.
Yeah. Well, because first of all, she knows he's essentially a pussy. And if he's not going to acquiesce, he's not going to say like, oh, fuck you, you can't have that. Or he's not going to give an edict to her. And that can't be for any other reason other than she's got dirt on him, or she's just afraid of her because of all those years of her being in a rage, and still she's incapable of doing that at any moment.
And she could say, yeah, do that to me, and get away with saying that shit you said yesterday about diamond and black and this and that, and have me not be in the room, and see how that goes for you, bud. Yeah.
Exactly. And the other thing is, of course, he was always a pussy in general. Like, it's not like he's, confronting the same way he wanted to go after, same way he had a 45-minute conversation with Jay Leno calling him a fake and this and shit. But then all Jay said was, we're still going to be friends, right? Like, in his demented mind, this actually happened. But, it was more like, okay, well, thanks, Jay, bye.
Uh-huh.
he's captain fucking combat when it's on the air, but when it's over on the phone, he's just a fucking pussy. So I could see her taking him and going, like, take him to the cleaners and saying, like, fuck you. This exactly. You're not gonna ridicule this. This is mine. And so
I dare you. Actually, you're going to say that I don't like this, and I'm just going to drive right over you.
Yeah, so fuck you. I'm doing it. This is my forum anyway.
Like Robin charity fundraiser Robin.
I've been charity fundraiser Robin for a long time. That version of Barbie has been out.
This one seems more. This one seems more desperate or something.
What do you mean desperate?
I don't know.
I just am launching the thing, and I'm trying to get it started.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. It's a lot of 15 Foundation.
Well, I mean, when we put out Private Parts, there was a lot of that, too.
Yeah, well, that's different.
That's a good one. I would have said, you know what? There's a lot of North Shore Animal League around here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of North Shore hoofing it up Beth on red carpets and a lot of FHM promotion.
There was a lot of there was a lot of merger bullshit 3 years ago.
We're promoting spoiled rotten pets a lot.
Exactly. Mom Capes is coming out.
That's important. I was watching more of that tape of your Robin video blogged while
they
she
gave
was.
me a camera. What was I supposed to do?
So Robin is at some parade.
It wasn't
in
a parade.
They
They
is
do
it a funeral?
those processions that religious. Remember that scene in The Godfather?
I'm not sure what she's. I guess she's talking about the baptism scene, maybe at the end. I have no idea.
I know the scene she's talking about in The Godfather. Yeah.
There's yeah, anyway, there's the weddings, there's the wedding party scene, but I don't think she's talking about.
It's when they go back to Italy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Apollonia, yeah.
Exactly like that.
Part 2. That's what it reminded me of, and I had to get that on video.
Oh my God! What a horrible country Guatemala is. You have to listen to the music.
I love that.
It's unbelievable. And Robin's they're videotaping people. It looks like a crime scene. And a couple of people looking at you look like they were going to come over and punch you out just for using you. Yeah, it's just everyone looks angry.
That.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a happy procession or what, but
I don't know what you're supposed to do because the music is very dour and sad and.
Listen to this music.
Little kid.
Okay. There's no, he should be working at the tourism bureau for Guatemala because he's doing so much for the appeal.
You know what? I blame Robin for the root causes of why all these migrants are fleeing over. She didn't do anything. She didn't help. Kamala should be pissed. She should be like, listen, I'm looking bad over here, Quivers, because you didn't help me with this root causes. You were too busy checking out your sandals and talking about how shitty it is over there.
Yeah.
It's carrying this big thing with Christ laying on it, bleeding.
I'm thinking of actually making this your news theme now. Here's Robin blogging over in Guatemala. Used to be when you had a camera, you were just taking pictures. Now Robin's blogging.
One kid is very cool. He's wearing sunglasses.
You know how you go to a foreign country?
It just sounds like industrial music.
It sounds like the beginning of 9/11 in the background, and she's just like 1, 2, 3. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, and they didn't do themselves any favors with this.
Cool, I was caught up in it too. I'm watching this thing, and Robin goes, "This kid's very cool. He's wearing sunglasses." I go, "Yeah," and I go, "Kids everywhere wear sunglasses, but you go to another country, it looks exotic."
Carrying Christ.
I don't know. Yeah, and these kids, they're carrying Christ, and it's a big giant Christ, and there's blood pouring out of them, and
yeah, Christ looks like he's in bad shape.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, good. Robin, don't tell us anything about the ceremony. Don't let us learn. Don't let the people on the radio learn about anything to do with the Guatemalan culture or the ceremony or interview or do on the man street since you're a broadcaster, right? Just broadcast yourself doing commentary about surface level things like sunglasses and Jesus.
Right. Yeah, and juicy sandals.
You stupid idiot.
It's really sort of sad, too, how these poor countries, they just cling to this religion, and the religion holds them back in a sense that they can't even get their shit together because they're so busy with the religion.
Oh, yeah.
I
praying for somebody to save them.
Tell you this, but we went to a meeting of midwives, and midwives in that region, they consider it a gift from God. And so we asked them, how did you become a midwife? And each one of them told of terrible suffering.
like we're going through right now.
First of all, I love how Howard blames religion for the reason that their country is held back. Not the fact that there's an immense amount of corruption and crime, but
Yeah.
it's religion.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, all those Guatemalans need is Sarno in their lives, and they'll be fine. They could, they could imagine away poverty.
And then dreams, and then
It's magic.
God talking to them.
Right.
You know, they really believe that they're hearing a voice. And
No, they're
somebody
hearing
says to
voices all
them,
right.
You have to become a midwife. And this one woman went to like some kind of a priest, and he told her she had 6 crosses in one hand and 7 crosses in the other, and that meant she
It's all
had to
magic.
be a midwife. Yeah.
That's why.
What is the difference between that story and Howard's premise of Sarno curing back pain and homosexuality with his thoughts? It's
because
the
he read a
same
pamphlet.
fucking mental illness.
I love that he didn't even read the actual Sarno book. He just read a pamphlet and laughed, and his pain went away, and his gayness.
he rolled down the window.
Dr. Sarno. He's a drive-through doctor.
I hated George Bush. He was caught up in that same bullshit. Like, he wouldn't, like, he says, well, God told him to go to Iraq. And I'm like, you motherfucker, you're hearing voices in your head. And now guys are going to die for nothing.
Hello, you.
Yeah, I talked to, they said, did you talk to your dad? Because actually, George Bush Sr. was pretty, you know, he was pretty normal when it came to, he had to go to Iraq and
He
get,
listened to advices, and then he thought it through.
you know, he could have gone all the way and gotten Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, I know, guys.
Yeah, it's really painful listening to Howard, kind of like some neocons, but some neocons are way worse.
Well, him talking any politics is
crazy.
Just if you dunk your head into a fucking sandbox, and I don't know, you're going to hear better. You're going to if you put a seashell to your ear, you'll hear better politics.
Yeah. Go
Good night.
pick one out on the beach right now, please.
Yeah.
Right.
They said, no, Bush goes, I didn't talk to my dad. I talked to my father, the Lord Jesus Christ. And that scared the shit out of me. Like, oh my God, George Bush is hearing voices in his head.
And you hear your mother in your head. What's your fucking point?
Yeah, he can't make a decision like past the age of when Ben could stop hearing or have the mental capacity. Howard didn't do anything without Ben and Ray's say-so or approval.
No, that's right. Dad, what do you think about this? Okay, well, that's what I think. That's basically how it worked.
Oh,
Ben,
yeah.
He was informed by Ben Stern about anything political. So he'd hear his dad and he'd parrot whatever he fucking said. And when he had him on the radio, like I used to miss when Ben would get on the fucking show. Ben was so adroit. He was so amazing on the air, even though he was a phone-in and the audio quality was shit. But he never didn't know what he was talking about, except when he
always knew what was
given
going on.
Except in the Billy West saga, which we did before we finished up, and he was given erroneous information. Like, he wasn't given the full story, so he went with what he knew. But generally, he's very on top of it. And even though he has a very, very distinct type of voice that could only come from some part of the United States that's mostly East Coast, but he sounded he sounded put together, and that comes from confidence. Wig's never been confident.
Ben always weighed out options. He's a bit of a pragmatist, I felt like. And he never looked at things overly emotional when he talked about politics. It was very level-headed. And he weighed both sides always when he was reading stories. I loved that about him.
Right.
You know, Robin goes to Guatemala and is talking to people who think they found their profession of midwifery when the voices in
It's midwifery, you fucking idiot.
their head told them to do it. Anybody really think Jesus was talking to the woman and told her to become a midwife? I don't. It's like saying the Easter Bunny told her to become a midwife.
And they all said we were sick, and the moment we agreed to be midwives, we miraculously got well.
Didn't juice miraculously cure Robin's tumor? Juice and running and ear magnets and the
Beats,
vegetation.
Yeah. Exactly.
What the fuck's the difference?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But you got to hear this ceremony. I mean, this is wild. And, the whole day in Guatemala is taken up with this music.
And they have these kids, like they're in blacks with black hoods over their heads.
They have no money. But they're all day long with the parade. Wait till the music starts in.
I'm wondering if this doesn't remind Tamara.
I like when you...
She's a young Scorsese. Oh God, those were those awful cameras back then.
That horror. Oh my God! I wish I cut her off all the time.
Yeah, it was like it's like an edit self-editing. The camera didn't want to hear her.
Hit by a bus.
Oh, it's Paul Giamatti at the end of Private Parts. Actually, you know what I was thinking? Rob, I just lost my train of thought. But Rob is like a young filmmaker here, and she decides she's gonna video blog. He's right. She should have taken just pictures and they post them on the website. She could say, just narrate, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? You give her one of those fucking cameras that the condenser, the mic picks up everything. If you shit, it can hear snakes farting in Egypt. That's how good those mics were. They're a little too sensitive.
It's just incredible.
By the bad trumpet playing. Robin's trying to video blog.
Could you keep it down?
I'm blogging over
What's wrong with you?
The whole sound was like, hey guys, you want to hear the air conditioner? Here it is.
For television, Howard TV is here.
Good stuff. Look at this.
Wait. Rob. I was laughing.
I'm wondering if this doesn't remind Tamara. Look at this.
I'm gonna make it through this.
Yeah, look at it. It's your new news thing.
And they ended up using that. Isn't that the case?
Yeah, they did. Except for not much anymore because Robin can't read the news.
Here comes Jesus. Oy vey. You couldn't possibly sing.
This is perfect because all they do on the show is talk about death, celebrity death.
Oh my God. Actually, this should be the opening since Robin doesn't have her news anymore.
Yeah.
This should be the opening to the Stern Show instead of Rob Zombie. Just ominous horribleness.
Right, the soundtrack to the obituaries in the newspaper.
To this. You with that look in your eye. The music of Guatemala. Watch the Black Eyed Peas steal
this. Donate. Do you think this brought in? Do you think this brought in a lot of money to the cause?
I think Juicy sponsored the rest of it.
She probably was just filtering so much money for all of this into her thing because who the hell would donate to what is this?
We just go door to door like Jehovah's Witness and play this music and say, "Come on, help a sister out."
Mazel tov. There's beats in here somewhere. Listen to that flute thing. Robin, you listen to our music and then we will serve you diarrhea soup. You will love diarrhea soup.
It's very good.
I was looking at those pictures of that food.
You got the soup again. You had to look at it.
The Mayan women fed you. They prepared a
Just one sec, Sam. Yes, my dear.
When you read my catalogs.
My phone's over there charging.
Yeah, when you read my catalogs.
What's the story?
The story is 4-1.
4-1 for Tampa, obviously.
They started off the second period like they did first, and 2 goals in 3 minutes.
Okay.
And so it's, I believe it's Tampa playing Buffalo. Not Montreal.
Is it really 4-1?
Yeah, it's really 4-1. Kucherov gotta go.
Okay.
I just wanted to come over and say hi.
Okay, thank you.
I'll go down to Starbucks at break.
Okay.
Because it's not raining now.
Okay.
Is the hair bad to go out in public?
No.
Joy.
No, it's good. Is it really 4-1?
Yes, really 4. You can look on the internet.
But are they? Is it shitty 4-1,
Yes,
or
shitty
Tampa's really good, or what?
Giveaways. Price giveaways,
Oh,
other people giveaways.
fuck.
They think it's Christmas. But these giveaways.
Fuck me. Okay, thank you. That'll help. That'll help the show. Fuck. Montreal's getting. In Greek, we call it.
I always figured it's hockey.
Anytime there's like an over emphatically bad scoreline, in Greek we call it zonda, which means porno, and basically so when we say, let's watch this fucking zonda, it's like, it means it was 6-0.
That's so funny. They might turn it around, you never know.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the video for you, and I'll isolate the little part, and I'll try to see if you can find it. It's a video of a goal. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
This clip is going to kill me. I'm going to have a heart attack, by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, Christ. Okay. Lazarus bicycle. Okay. Okay. Goal. Okay. Let's see. I think this is the one. Okay, so I want you to see the fan reaction when they cut to the fans. Hold on. Okay, hold on. And just one sec. I don't know if they're going to show the fan reaction, but let me see. No, that's not. Okay. Okay, I'll find the original one. I think that's... Yeah, that's it. Okay. Get to the...
Λίγο πριν περάσουμε στο τελευταίο λεπτό και των καθυστερήσεων. Εκτέλεσε ο Αραούχο, πέρασε η μπάλα στο το δοκάρι, Λάζαρος Σταυρόπουλος! Εκπληκτικό γκολ! Εκπληκτικό γκολ από τον Λάζαρο!
Okay, once you get to the fans here, there's a guy in the stands doing a massive hump, like somewhere here. Okay, right there. Keep your eye to that part of the screen. They isolated that. And they played it like at ESPN. They were fucking laughing at it.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Anyway, let's keep going. Paul just gave me the updates because the game's going on. I said if they lose this, fuck them. I mean, just they did whatever they could, but just brain farts. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Authentic Mayan meal, and you think authentic? This must be delicious. It looks like diarrhea soup. It's diarrhea with a potato swimming in it, and it's not even a potato. What was that thing in the middle?
It's a squash.
The squash, yeah. We want to take you to a Mayan woman's hut, where you will experience the local cuisine. Thank you. Robin gets in there. She's ready to throw up. She ate the side of the
speaking for me.
She ate the side of the plate where the rice was because it was the only thing that wasn't covered in that diarrhea.
No, they didn't put the diarrhea in my plate.
She is such a bitch. And the other thing is she doesn't, we talked about this before. She doesn't give a fuck that they're mocking it because they're talking about her. She's that much of a fucking narcissist. Even bad attention is good attention.
Way to stick up for the culture of the thing you're supposedly supporting.
Do we have any Guatemalan QF fans that can give us some commentary on this? What do you feel about the show?
Let us know.
Yeah.
Because it would have been meat-based, and I don't eat that.
Would you like 1 scoop or 2 scoops of diarrhea?
I think if you had eaten that, you would have dropped dead. I swear to God, like 3 days later, your stomach's cramping.
Well, the other people survived.
I don't know. I think you were safe with the rice.
You like the sweet and sour dysentery?
How would Robin die from eating squash and rice? What versus what, Beth? Her diet of wine, Coke, and Lucky Charms? I'll bet on the Guatemalan food.
It's funny, and it's not funny. It's terrible. When she was diagnosed with endometrial cancer, we had to do the research because, and this is I guess a bit of a reveal. Mrs. Fillmore, the people in the Facebook group know, but Mrs. Fillmore had a stroke in December, and then in the course of the stroke, they determined she needed her plumbing removed, so to speak, and they found 2 different types of cancer. So they removed that, and then she had to do 11 days after the surgery, she had to do 6 months of chemo, 4 months of chemo actually, and so she's just in recovery. So all prayers welcome. She's doing good, and we think she's going to be clear, but the CT scan comes in next week to figure out how thorough they did, how thorough a job they did. But one of them was endometrial cancer. And in this case, it's one of the slow acting cancer, one of the slowest moving cancers. So you have to have not really been getting checked up. Like, she probably went 5, 6, 7 years without getting checked up. And they say if you're an older woman, like going through menopause, let's say, never having given birth and overweight, these are all 3 things that Robin has. And you have to get checked out. You're very at risk to get this type of cancer. And that's exactly what it was. And so did they say it was a grapefruit-sized tumor?
Yeah, that was pushing up against her bladder, which to me, if you're an OBGYN and you're having annuals, I don't know how you would miss that. When she didn't have one. She had to go to Beth. Yeah. She said, I asked Beth, do you know an OBGYN? That means she didn't fucking give a shit. Or she just, because of that whole eschewing Western medicine, said, I don't need to see a fucking doctor. I got my green drink. The height of arrogance. And then to say that Western medicine didn't save her life, and to say that it was her, what really did was all the prep from my green drink and all my vegetation.
That's a whole other saga. That's a whole other saga. And we'll get to that, guys, believe me. So it's hard to feel sorry for Robin, especially because, this is a show that wished cancer on fucking people and, AIDS and, skull fuck your dead father and all this bullshit. And we've evolved. 10 years, 15 years later, we evolved. You don't evolve enough not to apologize for anything you said.
Only to a celebrity that I want on the show.
Exactly. Mick Jagger, Dwayne Johnson, please. I beg you.
And then, so was this all on the same day that you got to eat the diarrhea and this music?
Last day I was there in Antigua.
Well, I bet you never go back.
I loved Antigua.
Oh, this is Antigua.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't leave your hotel room in Antigua.
No, but we went back. We managed to get a few hours to go back to Antigua because everybody wanted to go back.
You must have been really glad once this music started that you got out of your room.
Oh, my God. See, because they do a Sunday procession. They do this every Sunday.
Oh, God.
I love Antigua. I spent a few hours. What? Is this like an airport layover? Like, what?
It's not even a transfer.
I love Antigua. How long were you there? 2 hours.
Right. I love, I really love Dallas Fort Worth. It's great. I was there long enough to have a pizza.
About the Saturday session when the kids do it, and I was so happy to be able to see it.
Wow. Boy, if that was taking place in this country, you wouldn't be happy to see it. This goes on all the time at these parades. I don't see you out there. What is that, like a guy with a big...
I do this for Sam, and then she hates me later because her gut hurts.
It does. I get so red from laughter. I can't breathe.
Gone?
Oh my God! They have a whole band, and a guy is a conductor who's there doing that.
The conductor must be drunk.
Only trying to follow a marble on stage.
Jesus Christ! Who's conducting the show? Ed McMahon bombed on Carson.
Horn section, come in, please.
This one is carried by the girls, and it's the Virgin Mary. And so it's two separate bands. The girls have a band.
It's like a sound effects record.
It's like going to a Yucko show.
Yeah. The horn.
I am too.
Oh, it's horrible. That would turn me off to Jesus. Like that's in reverence to Jesus.
Yeah, they get out there and do that every week.
Good Lord.
But do what, Robin? Like, do what? Tell us what's happening. What is this ceremony? Nothing?
All right, guys. We decided we wanted this episode to get a little visual again because we haven't since probably the View appearance in the first episode. And because there are some videos out there, little gems that we mined from her doing charity work, and has almost no views. It's funny because you'd think Robin Quivers, celebrity in 2010, there's got to be some kind of drive, some kind of pull, but she just did so little to fucking actually do any promotion and stuff, and she was so bad at it that these things are criminally underviewed compared to what they should be if she's really that proactive with charity. So
again, she didn't network properly, and she just relied and rested on the laurels of her name, and she rested on the fact that she put it with a grifter. So that's what you're gonna get.
Right. And so one of these
two
was the Sylvia
self-promoters.
Yes, and we quoted this in the first episode again. If you were just starting at this saga, you should definitely start at the beginning and do not pass go. Definitely go back and come back to this one. It'll always be there. And Sylvia Center was one of them. It was all about nutrition, and I didn't shit on it then, and I wouldn't shit on it now. But I think there's more important charities than nutrition. Whatever floats your boat, but this isn't life or death, in my opinion. So. Kind of frivolous in my opinion. It's like not much less frivolous than the Bianca's Furry Friends bullshit. So here we go.
The Sylvia Center and Family Cook Productions have a huge emphasis on adding vegetables to the diet. What's been your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite is broccoli, spaghetti squash, collard greens, chopped up plums, spinach, raspberry, corn, and something else.
And they also make sure that kids get into the kitchen and cook.
We'd like to thank you so much for running for us in the marathon. We're going to be showing you 2
Guys, and that's later. Obviously, we're going to get to that eventually. But yeah, she was running. I think she the charity. She was going for Sylvia Center in the particular, but 15 Foundation. That was going to be the charity-run main sponsor. So, using 15 Foundation to donate money to another charity. Go between
to use vegetables.
Yeah.
Different recipes, a salad and a soup.
A few years ago, I could hardly walk.
What? You know what? Why do you need a charity to tell kids to eat vegetables?
I think the same thing.
I mean, like, didn't Elmo and Big Bird take care of that? Like, what are you doing? I'm really confused here. Like, yeah, we know McDonald's bad, broccoli good.
Yeah, Pizza Hut bad, fucking.
We need a fucking foundation to tell kids to eat vegetables.
But look at the video itself. 15 Foundation, 15 Robin Quivers, like in big bold print. That was necessary.
Of course it is, but
yeah,
of course it is.
So she is just saying she is about to say just now I couldn't walk. She's not about. She doesn't want to say I was too fat to fucking do anything. I was a big pig.
But listen, what if it was a charity where it was like teaching kids how to cook, like with Whole Foods maybe, and then get into the culinary experience, maybe like a trade school versus, actual school, and then they would get internships, and then they would actually get jobs from this or something to get them off the streets, to get them off crime, to get them into the restaurant industry. Then maybe that would actually have a really good purpose. Teaching kids how to make green drink.
Yeah, it's just bullshit. It's unbelievable, and it's like the height of narcissism, as we said. But and yeah, you're right. Why not rehab clinics? What about endorsing like more education about narcotics, about just anything, inner city problems. I mean, fuck. There's so many other more worthwhile causes.
Why doesn't she just fund a Jamba Juice?
Overweight and through nutrition regained my health and fitness. If you told somebody who grew up with me that I am a vegan today, they'd say then she has nothing to eat. The marathon was just a natural opportunity to just see how much I could do. The one thing nice about all this running is you get to eat a lot. Today's a very exciting day because I'm going to be sampling foods that would be perfect for me training for a marathon.
I running for a marathon.
This is fucking unbelievable.
I remembered we were always going to, it was always in the cars for us to review one of these little videos, and we've got 2 of them we're going to go back to back, so I hope you guys enjoy. But I'm so glad we fucking dug these up.
Let's get started. Here we have a quinoa salad. You can play with this. How about some tomatoes? the dinosaur kale. We can use the squash. That is rainbow chard, right?
Okay, Robin, we see you. Down there we have some.
Jesus, that was uncomfortable.
Oh my God, it's like she doesn't know how to
Shut up.
I react correctly. Like when she's uncomfortable, she laughs really, really loud. It's so uncomfortable. And by the way, they're making a salad, and this is a charity.
Yeah.
What? What? Is anybody looking at this right now?
I'm looking
Who
at
would
it.
donate to this? Go to a farmer's market and give the fucking local guy selling some peppers on the corner some fucking money. Do that.
Okay, then or go to the fucking Korean grocer down the street. I mean, they're overpriced shit, but I mean, at least you can find whatever you want there. But the bottom line is here, like you're right. There's that Bill Boggs appearance in '84 or so. It's really hard to find. It may be back on YouTube where she's being interviewed, and it's so fucking uncomfortable because she clearly is uncomfortable, and that nervous laughter. It's awful. It's obnoxious. It's yeah, exactly. Like there's no joke, but she's still laughing. Exactly. And the way this is cut, God only knows what was on the cutting room floor. This is 3 minutes.
There's a foundation sponsored making a salad charity.
Yeah. No, I want a Big Mac.
Okra. The more I delve into the world of vegetables, the more I find that I like. So let's try it because I have an okra phobia.
Once you get like a nice rhythm going,
you can speed up, huh?
Or
keep it slow.
So you're gonna make like a bear claw.
Got my bear claw.
Very good. Okay, so now we're gonna actually dice these.
I don't know how you bear claw these. Don't you like knowing what your food is?
Is she retarded?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Mia knows how to chop.
She's
She's
so
9. Like, this is so basic and painful. You mean if it was oh God, like this should be a charity. They should be having like skilled knifing skills. Whatever I'm just watching, none of that looks skilled.
No, it's not. And I mean, this is maybe the most like least useful promo for a charity I can imagine. Like you could almost see people shoving money in their own pockets and keeping it there when they watch this. She had no shame.
Go get a job at Newberry or whatever. Like, go get a job at a salad bar, and then you have the same training, and you don't have to pay a charity. Yeah,
exactly.
You can have all the unlimited breadsticks you want,
and you'll get a few nickels in your pocket.
Okraphobia.
I know the cameraman's mouth is watering. It looks beautiful. I'm plating. I watch all those shows on TV. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
And look at Robin. Okay, she lost a lot of weight, but she's still got that fucking spare tire. To me, if you do these fucking promos and you talk about green drink, you lose all the fucking weight you want. All of it that you need, not just some of it, and then start bitching and moaning. Yeah, I'm not trying to bust on people for losing weight or whatever and not, not looking like a stick insect. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying she's still fat. Like, she's still overweight. She's got a thing there that she hasn't got rid of. She's not the person that you should be. It's like when she was advertising for the book, and we're going to go into that. It's pathetic. It's awful. It's disingenuous, and I hate it.
I hate it so much.
The cameraman's mouth's watering because he couldn't wait to get this to fucking Howard.
Yeah, the cameraman's the mouth's watering. Nobody's looking at that and thinking, yum.
Not a single person. And the people are there as just like, passersby. They're almost like extras in this movie, the movie featuring Robin. I could see JD, like these guys in the back office laughing their asses off hysterically.
But this is just like... Yeah, it's just like everything, though, that Robin does. Guatemala, it's Robin. It's the Robin show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me.
Accomplished. And then they have a white bean soup. It's actually a northern Italian classic. There's broccoli with some scallions.
Some onion, tomatoes.
Carrots, there's kale.
And blend it all together to get like a smooth, silky kind of soup.
I hope that you like the food that we create.
I hope I like it, too. It's delicious. I just want to thank both teams for helping me to learn how to prepare some healthy, nutritious, high fiber, high carbohydrate foods so that I can get through this marathon. And I'm so proud of you for learning about nutrition and really caring about what you're eating and taking that information back to your families and to your communities.
Thank you for being here with us.
My pleasure. No, anytime I get to eat.
Anytime I get to eat.
Thank you, Robin.
Oh
So,
my God.
They gave her all the fiber she needed to eat and all the nutrition, but meanwhile, she still had to stop for a bagel in the marathon, which is like eating stucco.
Yeah, you're right.
So
all that Sylvia Foundation, Sylvia Kitchen knowledge just went right out the window when you needed a fucking New York City bagel.
Cream cheese. Now, this is what I want to ask the fans, okay? We have a lot of fans that span all walks of life. Any of you out there, runners especially, because I used to run when I was a lot younger, but more like wind sprints and shit. A little bit of long distance, but not too much. Mostly it was just like fast running.
Fillmore knows better than to ask me.
No, I have no idea, but I'm saying
I don't run.
Anybody who has done a marathon, don't give me that shit that a bagel could be done. We'll cover this when we do the marathon bit, but there's no way in hell that the first thing you'd go for if you needed energy was a fucking bagel, which is like eating a Buick. You're talking about food that'll give you some energy, because you're going to cramp up in no fucking time. That's why most people didn't believe she finished the fucking marathon.
Oh, you'll go to sleep. It's that short. It's the food that'll give you energy short term, and then you'll die right out.
Well, it's too heavy. It's just too fucking heavy. Christ's sake. I memean, you'd go for a sports drink, or you'd go for, something that'll keep you on the toilet for 2 weeks.
I needed a Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, so we're going to go through the next one, which was the Mema San Francisco 12. So this is a music-based charity. Give me one sec.
Oh, another
another bullshit thing.
Another super important humanitarian cause.
Okay, so this was, hold on, let me get this right. 120, 130. So this one's called Mema San Francisco, and it's about music, a songwriting program in Berkeley. Here we go.
When you see a child all of a sudden become enthusiastic, he wakes up or she wakes up, and she's no longer just sitting in class having herself educated. She's actually participating, and she's excited to be there. It's the best thing in the world. The thing that was interesting to me,
teaching clapping. Here's the thing. This was hand in hand with her wine Napa bullshit. So when she was out in the West Coast, this is, I think, what she decided we're going to give to, and we're going to have we're going to sponsor this. So when we have our little soiree, we need a West Coast charity. So this was her choice.
So when you guys realized, like, kids are dumbed down in education because they're not learning math anymore and all these regular things like history, science, all that shit, it's because they're learning clapping.
About Mema was the fact that they work with children who aren't musical, who don't play instruments or sing or, ordinarily have this idea about themselves that they're musical.
When you send it, you can change the speed and the intensity and the shape of that energy. For example, Tendai, send it to me again, like you did.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
This is why America is just failing its children.
Jazz Hands Academy.
We have the guy from Bring It On, the guy who did Spirit Fingers.
Oh, God.
That's the guy who's educating our kids.
My favorite is the look of the kids right next to him, looking at him like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, we're having a mime teach our kids now We're having miming. Miming substituted math. Okay.
Right.
Good.
And okay, I was going to say, like, why not teach them theory? Why not teach them any kind of, like, and maybe that's part of this as well. But I mean,
teach them how to sew.
This is teach them license plate making. Fuck's sake.
Right here, we have rhythms for the verse, rhythms for a chorus, maybe rhythms for a bridge. So we can take these rhythms that we wrote yesterday and just work them into our song.
Education is transformational. It was what moved me from a lower middle class environment to where I am today.
What are you fucking talking about? You were the dumbo in class. What education? For fuck's sake, she was fucking up at WNBC. They had to get someone proofread her fucking copy before she could get on the air.
This is an education. They're literally just blowing kisses in the wind.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You know what? Let's donate to this charity. They're really good. They teach kids how to harness air and blow it out of their hand. This is fucking. This is just. And you wonder why California's failing miserably in education. Holy shit.
But what they are doing is learning, coming together as a band, and beginning their composition.
So let's have some pride in the work that we're going to do. So we can do King proud, we can do M3 proud, we can do you proud and your parents. Just whatever comes to mind.
Jesus, I want to fucking guillotine Jack Johnson and his ilk and anybody that buys a Jack Johnson record. Fuck all of you. I'm sorry. You spawned this horse shit. Dave Matthews too. Put them all in a fucking bag and beat them. Go ahead.
That was a
sorry, I got rant over.
That was seemed like a really targeted response.
I got triggered. So anyway,
nobody mentioned ants marching in the next 10 minutes in the chat.
So here we go. Like, so I
no, but wait,
know.
so this is a charity to play what? To play Mad Libs and have basically a panhandler play guitar where kids blow kisses in the wind. Here, give me $15,000 for this.
Can I have some salad? Can I have some salad instead?
This is like a game night with your friends.
Yeah, fucking Burt Reynolds is doing more for charity with win, lose, or draw.
Let's go. Who's Kate?
I knew you were right there.
Big cats? Save the big cats.
Excellence, flavor, gorilla.
What does flavor mean?
Flavor.
Food. Does it only mean food? Taste. It means taste. Means style. Means a lot more than just food. Flavor is a very, very, very diverse topic.
And I wish I knew then what I know now, and I would have made better choices most of my life about what I was putting into.
Oh God! Can someone teach these kids about this? You know what, Robin? Let's teach them about the stock market. Let's get them some education about how to make money and develop capital and wealth and get retirements. Like, let's teach them something besides what the fuck? The fuck? So we just now found 2 fucking pet projects based on smoothie making and vegetable chopping and fucking hand gestures and Mad Libs.
Right.
Donate.
I feel like donating to the local. I feel like giving my money to, like, I don't know, terrorist organizations now when I see this kind of shit. I'm sorry.
And then you wonder.
Is there an ISIS GoFundMe?
Yeah, no wonder why there's people fucking plotting in caves what to do. They're like, who cares? Look at these flagrant idiots.
Like a judge is looking at this fucking video going, dismissed. My God.
A song all about tacos?
I guarantee.
Oh, you know, the kids are already getting great nutritional information in these 2 programs. So it wasn't about giving them nutritional information. It was about bringing something else to them.
Oh my God.
We need a name for the song. Internet friends, reach me at my house.
Can I want the girl's number?
Go ahead.
How much do you want to bet the Boston Marathoner took this class? The Boston Bomber.
I know we're not making fun of people getting killed, guys. Honestly, for anybody out there getting triggered from this, just calm the fuck down. Lighten up, Francis. We're gonna go.
At least
So
they're
there's a
not
few
doing basic generic Holocaust jokes. I mean, come on. Give me
Yes.
some credit.
The R.
Oh my God.
Hold on. That was the R. That was the logo for her long defunct website. I'm surprised there's no Soulfire. Hold on. There's a few seconds left. No, I guess not. Okay, so no Soulfire. Sorry, guys. At any rate, so now that we have those two done, we're going to go...
throw up.
Exactly. Now we're going to go into more charity shit. The wrap-up show from 3/24/10. We'll see how much of this we can get through.
But anyway, my question was about Robin. Fred, do you think Robin is kind of like going over the high side here, ego-wise? Is she entering a whole new realm of show business? Is Liza Minnelli, like basically, like her ego's out of control, in my opinion, with this whole charity thing?
Why do you think her ego's out of control?
Why are you saying that?
Okay, I have an actual reason. I think, what has she done versus what has she promoted?
I don't know what you mean.
Explain what you mean.
Well, what does a fact-finding mission to Guatemala really mean? It's like...
So here's a caller asking a perfectly legitimate and the right question.
That is 100% correct. And this is what drives me crazy about most programs or most things that sound great. Give me the results. It all sounds like nicey rhetoric when you say compassion and humanitarian things. Whatever. Show me the fucking results of what these programs are doing. Or are they just a bunch of mismanaged, grifting nonsense where fucking rich elites hobnob and slob all over each other and clink wine glasses together? Because that's what I think most of it is.
Yeah, and so what you've got here is now, of course, the wrap-up show where they've got to save her ass and they've got to talk for her, and then she'll come in, I believe, for this one. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm fairly sure, and then she can't explain. So,
and it's so funny too. It's because like then when you say to people like, "Show me the results of these programs or these things or these charities," they do presentations like this Mema thing. They show you this video, or they show you this Sylvia's house video. That's the result. Kids blowing kisses and making salads.
Right.
Fuck you. Like, no.
You just gave Al Qaeda all the evidence they need to fucking fund their attacks.
There goes Building 8.
I mean, and we're not trying to make light of fucking terrorism, guys, honestly. But the whole point is this. Frivolity is all great when it's if it's a goof. The whole point is she's not doing this as a goof. She's trying to be serious about it, yet you can't take it the least bit seriously. So now think of the listeners when this is all coming up and hearing this in a year where Artie's gone and the funny is starting to leave the fucking room in a big hurry. And all you're hearing now is charity shit and then wrap-up show charity shit. So it was a very busy time and a lot of charity crap and then plugs. And I can understand why they were pissed off and why Howard was pissed off. Yes.
It's also super interesting. You're right, because this is on a different level because it is the Howard Stern show, and back then real callers did call in.
Completely.
You wanted to say these things to New York elites or to charity people like, come the fuck on. This is just a bunch of glad handling that makes you feel good when you're in a room with a bunch of rich people having your galas. You get to feel better watching a presentation about a place you're never going to travel to, donating checks to, and you don't even know where the money goes.
That's right.
But these people actually got to call in and say the stuff that we always think about this stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that had to stop.
Great.
And that had to stop. That had to be fucking shut down because too much truth was getting through. That's why that fucking back office radio was such a great show because, yes, people might have been getting in trouble because honesty was coming out, but that was in short supply as the years would progress. So by the time 2013 rolls around, fuck you. It's going to be bit. And now 2021, forget it. You're not hearing one legitimate thing unless you hear through a certain pair of glasses that QF provides. And I'm not saying we're trying to be conspiratorial. It's just, no, we know too much about the show. That's the whole point. If you know enough about the background, if you know the background and you can do a PhD level course, then then it comes in handy.
Okay. And since coming back, she's like Mother Teresa now, and she can preach how to fix the world. What does that mean?
Well, I'm not so sure that it's like a sudden behavioral change or anything like that. Robin has always done some amazing things. You just never really heard about them on the air. I think the only difference is perhaps Robin is being more vocal about it on the air. I think she sees a platform where she can kind of promote some pet projects of hers. I don't see this as any sort of self-serving thing.
My fucking ass. Fred knows better, but he also knows don't piss Robin off.
It's just so funny to watch them dance around this so carefully because they don't want to, wake the beast into, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And, leave it to, okay, and I give him all kinds of shit, but leave it to Kaplan to go in there and tell what the fucking listeners are feeling. Eventually.
It's not like, she's going out and saying she's going to do dinner theater and plugging it on the air. I mean, she's really trying to do some good works for people in the world, and I have no fault with that.
You know what? I would actually rather have her do dinner theater or do a gig or promote something that's actually transparent. You are promoting something that you're doing that you're going to make money off of versus this veneer of charity.
Yeah.
That's this.
It's less disingenuous.
Where it's not really charity. Yeah, you're giving money or $15,000 just this thing, but it's really about you and your social status and your narcissism.
Totally. Yep.
Well, the way I look at it is like this. When she announced she had her charity, I emailed her charity.
Right.
And I said, can you give me some basic granting information about how you give grants to people into different foundations? And that was 4 weeks ago, and she hasn't emailed me back yet.
By the way, is it a granting charity? Because I work with a charity.
She does grants to different foundations.
Oh, okay.
Then she's going to write in.
Well,
and she said that.
But I get what you're saying. But I don't know.
Little boy from Guatemala, and I lost my hair, and I need hair transplants.
That's wonderful when you ask for information about how. That's perfect transparency to wait 4 weeks on a response when they should be a PR person. And at that point, 15 Foundation, they had all kinds of workers and money was flowing in, so they could easily have gotten back to just about anybody asking for transparency. But that's what these fucking grifter charities do. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's just like Bianca's Furry Friends. Oh, why did the name change to Beth's Furry Friends? Where is the money actually going since you haven't claimed anything since 2018?
That's right.
I'm sorry. What?
Yep.
No answers.
None whatsoever.
No, the one thing that we have noticed is Robin does bring up the foundation quite a bit. But again, that's her cause, and she's pushing it and wants to put it out there.
I also think she's just very excited about it. And, I don't necessarily know every aspect of Robin's personal life these days. It seems like she's really spreading her bat wings and flying, And really, I'm thinking of the dress. Don't get any wrong ideas, anybody.
But, I mean, what has Robin ever promoted like this on a regular basis? It's only been for a week. She's just promoted.
It's a full year where you start hearing this shit.
I can't stand when Gary picks and chooses when to be like a kiss ass.
Yeah.
This is not the time to be doing that, Gary.
This just shows you how much in fear they are of her and how much power she might actually wield behind the scenes. But it's mostly just, you don't want to be ill-treated. Yep.
I also think she's the type of person that will make your life a living hell.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Like,
as
you
evidenced
get into
by...
that office and it will be a living fucking hell.
Yeah, remember the limo driver said he used to fake when we were on a call so we wouldn't have to pick her up?
Yeah, she's that person.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's a big thing going on this week. Like, when have you ever heard her utilize the show in this way? Certainly many others have.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
The diet, Ronnie.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah, the
Ronnie.
diet, yeah.
That's true.
That was weird. I'll tell you what was weird about that. Is I don't even think Robin was... we all were sure Robin was making money off it the way she was promoting it, and I really believe she didn't make a nickel off it.
But she was caught up in the...
Yeah. You mean you didn't see the Robin Quivers protein drink that down at, the vitamin store?
Which is now the fucking goop, the Gwyneth Paltrow grift instead. Go ahead.
But she did make a book off of it. So she was planning. It was all laying the groundwork for this bigger picture, which is what it's all about. So not maybe in hindsight, not at that point, they couldn't see what it was for. And maybe they thought, well, she didn't really make any money off that, but she was laying groundwork for future branding.
Yeah.
That she thought she was going to do, except for she's terrible at it and doesn't understand how to do it.
Right. And the cancer threw a big monkey wrench into the whole thing. There's nothing like, what was that? There was a health expert on the Cavett show that died on the show. There's no such footage. I mean, it's not out there because obviously that would be like Faces of Death or something. But he said, I forget the name of the guy, and Cavett talks about it many times, but he said the guy made the unfortunate quote saying, I hope to live to 100 or something like that. It was, I can't remember the name of it, but he died. And then it was quite obvious because he kind of went the sigh, the death rattle was audible on the air, and people in the front row started crying and stuff. And I mean, it was big news back in the day. And he was a health expert, and he died on the air.
That is ironic.
Exactly.
Matt, thank you for calling in. And Fred, got to give you credit today when that Guatemala processional started. That was like putty in your hands. You had a field day with that.
I love that kind of stuff. And kudos to Doug Goodstein for finding that clip and thinking that it would be really, really good. He sent an email out, and I saw Howard's response is like, yeah, give me this song. And that's all I have to hear. Then magic can happen.
You had the boat in there. You had everything. He threw everything at the kitchen sink.
Although, I don't know, toward the end of the show, Howard was getting a little burnt on it, so we'll see.
God bless you, Doug Goodstein. That's a gift from God.
Fuck, that's why
we love the Howard TV guys.
It's amazing. And let's fire them.
Yeah, exactly.
The good ideas with the laughter, get rid of them.
Exactly.
See if we'll bring it back.
It's not going to be the new news thing.
I don't know. I think it was that became like Gary at that point of the time. I don't think I like this anymore.
And what did you think of the revelation that Robin is a grandmother, or being referred to as a grandmother?
Okay, I don't know about that one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
It came as a surprise to us.
Who's more uncomfortable on mic, Fred or Robin? Clearly Robin, but he's not too far behind.
Well, at least he doesn't do that amazingly horrible cackle. But it's so funny when you want an honest opinion from them about something personal, how dodgy and uncomfortable they all get. Howard, Bowie, Fred, Robin, they all are such phonies that when you just ask them a direct question like that, they become such weirdos.
They
it's like anything real. Yeah, anything real they can't seem to answer.
Oh, they
anything.
can, unless it's negative. If it's uniformly negative, or the back off is clearly the problem is this. The undercurrent, the back off is like, especially Will and Jason, they're talking to Gary saying, what is this fucking horse shit? What is this crap about? Can we stop with this? And they hate it, and they all see through it. And clearly as Richie explained, everybody in the back office knew except for Robin. And they had to sort of put up with it. And it was, it just makes the show less funny, as it already might be. And you know this person is going to go off the fucking deep end if you mention to them. So what's your option? Lie?
I mean, right. I mean, think about Jackie's plugs and what a big headache that was for him. And that was written into his contract. So could you imagine how annoyed Howard was?
Yeah.
For free plugs?
Yes, being crowbarred in when he's like, and you imagine the companies also, all the companies paying for advertising, and they're hearing this horse shit, and they're going, oh, why are we getting our plugs at the end, and she's getting this plug for a fucking charity, and you know what I mean? Like, because charities have to spend money on promotion. That's part of their budget. That's the whole point. How do you know the charity exists? Or how do you know something's going on? So that's a part of the business, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, no, I was surprised you talked about it on the air. I knew you'd be pulling that clip for first thing in the morning.
Yeah, JD was very excited about that. And you guys did a whole analysis of JD talking to himself, talking to Howard, said he's talking to ghosts. But I think Robin put it best, where he is talking to himself and when he's trying to get a thought out.
He's self-editing. It's like he's He's like, yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I think we all do that, but I'm to the point of where maybe it's some sort of like OCD.
It's a classic example of don't think, just talk. But he thinks too much.
Give her a mic.
JD thinks too much. I don't know if he's ever been accused of that. Fuck. All right, let's keep going.
I just want to clarify something. When Ronnie and James were here, the reason there was a lot of talk about them on the air was because you guys saw them bringing me things, and you brought it up. I never brought it up.
Okay.
What are you So, because... And then, like, listen to this. So, I'm going to have a stampede of people come in, and this is a show where we talk about ourselves, and you acknowledged a giant gorilla in the room. So, this is your fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, and the other thing is, guys, we mentioned it before, she barely made it to the wrap-up show in years past. But now, because of this fucking charity, she feels, okay, now I can go down and use that fucking time. It's deliberate. It's intentional. It's, completely, mercenary in her, just for drive to get this fucking thing out there, get her name out there, because she's got no show. So this is the way to do it. And, when it gets crowbarred in like that, it's like, it's inorganic and it feels wrong. It feels fake.
I also feel like she went on the wrap-up show a lot, not only just to promote it, but to also keep a thumb on the fact of them not talking negatively about it. Because if she drops in, she'll drop the fucking hammer on them for talking shit about what went on that day. So she was also just protecting the conversation about it.
And maybe also rebutting any bullshit Howard gave her during the course of the show that day. Because he's no longer around.
Yeah, and spinning it the way she wanted to spin it anyway.
Yes. Yeah, and she'll have free reign. They'll always let her speak as long as she wants on the fucking wrap-up show. When she's on the regular show, maybe not.
That's right.
Here before, let's just get it right. I didn't bring that up.
Those are the guys. I said, can anybody think of anything?
Of course, it's someone else's fault, of course.
I'm never at fault for anything. And
you're the point man.
Happened.
But you were proud of what you were doing at the time. It literally
proud? I was just doing it. I wasn't proud of anything.
But it changed your life.
What the fuck are you talking about? I wasn't proud. She was giving Tim fucking Sabian shit. Or not Tim Sabian. She was giving Scott Salem shit for not trying her fucking diet. And putting down Tim Sabian for doing the green drink bullshit. She was shouting to the rooftops.
She needed an award. She was
she's getting honored.
Awarded. I was being honored. They wanted to honor me.
Are you get that picture of her with that predator smile and the medal from the marathon right now? The completion party.
I'm very happy with what happened, but I wasn't there to promote it. I didn't know what was going to happen. Why would I be promoting something and I didn't know how it would work?
That's fair.
So it was simply that Ronnie was there or James was there and people saw her coming in. So they wanted to talk, Howard talks to everybody who enters the studio and she wound up on the air.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
If I can recall exactly, they were going after Artie and Artie deflected it because they found out she had a nutrition tutor. Then the day of the wrap-up show, Sal went in. They were talking about her weight and they were just talking about, did she have an affliction or was she just fat? And then Sal goes, just, watch what you eat, exercise, and you don't need someone to slap the food out of your mouth anytime like Fred Flintstone. And, I wish these fucking days were back. Sorry.
It's
amazing. It's liberating to hear these old wrap-up shows because so much went through, so much fucking fed through.
It just shows you how lacking and honest the show is now, which is why... people flipping out that the show is not on for the summer just because, he's making money for doing nothing. Good. I'd rather make as much money as you want doing nothing. I'd rather never hear it again. It is the worst show in the whole fucking world. I'd rather listen to that Guatemalan band every day of my life than that fucking show.
By the time this comes out,
that would actually bring me joy.
By the time this comes out, you will have heard Raven jumping for joy when she found out that he was going to be off for the summer, the complete summer.
Oh my god! I just pictured in my head Raven doing like the Snoopy dance, like like just jumping up in the air.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm mimicking a Snoopy dance in the computer. If only you guys see me. Very attractive. Well, I love Snoopy.
Howard said Gary is always annoying to him no matter what he does. And he must have asked you at least 6 times if you felt the same way.
And I don't find Gary annoying. I find it cute that Howard is so annoying.
Why do you think, seriously, no, so why do you think, is it because I'm in his face all day? Is
And
that part
I
of
think
it?
you have certain quirks that bug him.
But
And
why don't they bug you?
Well, people aren't all activated by the same things.
No, sometimes you're asked a question of why you were late for a book signing. And, sorry, go ahead.
But do you see her tells? So she is annoyed right now.
Yeah.
So she's like, her tells are she sings things in a cadence that is haughtier than fuck.
Yes.
And it goes into low high registers, really exaggerated
You're bang on.
speaking like this. And
Great
then
observation.
she does this thing where she and then it tails off at the end for no
Yeah.
reason in laughter. Nobody said anything funny. What you're saying isn't funny. So whatever you're saying in this point is disingenuous, a lie, and you're totally bothered.
Yes, you're very, very good observations. And so, well, like, so you think, let's say, for example, a FBI, body language expert or, speech expert would be able to figure this out in, what, 10 seconds?
I mean, I'm a Buffalo Bill loving girl from Buffalo, and I can figure it out. So I'm pretty sure somebody from the FBI, although I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with the FBI these days, but if they're hiring.
Did you ever hear that joke? What's FBI stand for? Forever bothered the Italians.
Oh my God, that's so true. It's so true.
Yeah, so.
So he finds, you're clearing your throat. That always gets him when he's eating. And then you're, hogging his time every time, the mics close. You're right there. You can't take a moment to breathe.
Called producing.
I'm not saying you don't have to do it. Yeah. I'm simply saying all of that adds to his irritation when something comes up. It's like, oh, here he is again.
You're right. That sing-songy thing is really, really obvious and really obnoxious. And that's one of the main reasons why people hate her.
But it's only when she's confronted with something that's making her uncomfortable or she's being defensive without saying she's being defensive. So she's being defensive right now, but there's this veil that she's trying to give him information that he needs to know. And it's really not being defensive.
Is it her version of when Gary goes weird? It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Yes.
Okay.
We are such sick fucks that we can have these tells. We have the tells for all of these people. It's insane. That's what a waste of life we are.
Well, no, it's entertaining to some.
It's entertaining for everyone else, but why we know this it's a little much.
We'd be like if there was an autopsy requiring, it's like an autopsy show where they bring in the specialist. So there's someone analyzing a stern bit, and they bring us in and they go, where's the horse shit? Fine, smell the shit. And so I was going to ask you, do you remember when Brad Garrett was in the studio and he catches Artie in the lie, and Artie's going,
yes.
Did you see a therapist? He goes, well, yeah. He goes, no, you just lied.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That was so real and so fucking brilliant, and that was not him. That was a recovering addict, like an alcoholic, explaining, we know all the bullshit. We can hear it.
Yeah, I can tell usually people, if they're lying, if they're on drugs. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're back on drugs. I can tell.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Is it the bong in their hand that gave them away?
You have to encounter all the time.
And I think the one thing that both of you guys, Fred and Robert, can vouch for is since we got here, you remember when we were at K-Rock and we had these long commercial breaks, I could do that discussion with him. He could go to the bathroom, and then sometimes I would leave the studio. And he'd have
the commercial breaks were so long there. I mean, you could do seminars.
People could take naps.
He would have 5 minutes to just do whatever he wanted.
Right.
I literally the time we have now is not. It's just not enough time
because we don't have as much advertising.
If Gary wasn't so stupid, he would have just said, "I know what you're doing, and you're deflecting. So let's turn this back around. What I was originally saying instead of this." So, but instead he goes and he gets defensive on his own because he's a fucking idiot that just took the bait like a dumbo.
He's a fucking spider monkey with a conductor stick. I mean, like it's him.
Now we're going into this whole explanation that we don't need. Gary, it's not about this explanation. You just appeased her. You just did the thing that she was hoping you would do. You took the bait, dummy.
Well, I don't know, fam. This seems how the right way to answer this.
And there's days where I'm like, Will, he's like, don't worry, I'll wait till tomorrow. We're not getting the stuff in that we need to get. We're not getting enough time.
Now, if you missed it, here's a clip of Gary asking Howard, why me?
How come, Will doesn't annoy you? How come Benji doesn't annoy you?
I don't know.
Why doesn't Fred annoy you? It's me.
Yeah, there's something you do, like you go, okay.
I don't do anything except what I've been doing every day for 26 years.
And you've been annoying me for 26 years.
I think you're the classic example of familiarity breeds contempt. I've just been around too long.
I love you. But I love the wrap-up show. I love what you do. I love what you do for me. But there's times you're just annoying. That's all.
It seems like a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's the Johnny Red taste, Gary. Fuck.
I think Gary just hasn't realized that Howard doesn't like anyone yet. He hasn't hit that realization. But don't worry, he will.
Right. Mary must suss it out pretty quickly. This is why you never hear her on the air. Yeah.
It is. Even the day I hired you, I was annoyed by you. You were all we could get. You were the only guy we interviewed because we couldn't afford anyone else.
That is not true. You interviewed one other guy.
Not really.
You don't like anybody.
Now, does that hurt?
Thank you.
That was a fast revelation.
Thank you.
Did I annoy him?
Go ahead.
It's very true. Gary's 100% right. He doesn't like anybody. And his degrees of being annoyed are just who is the easiest target to throw my rage at. But it's really everyone.
That's right. And he was joking, but it wasn't a joke. It was actually serious. He realized that. But in order for Gary to get through the fucking show, he has to, lie to himself and say, oh no, I'm loved, whatever. And all of a sudden when those fucking pay cuts come in and you hear the stories about Leno giving fucking writers money during the writer's strike and paying them out of his pocket, and then when the show's out, canceled ahead of schedule, he gave them all their fucking contract money in one shot. Leno made NBC pay everybody outright the remainder of their contract in one fucking fell swoop. That's a boss.
That's a boss. And then
that's a boss, and that's a boss move.
Very boss move. Even Robin had the realization when she said during one of her revelations that we're not friends anymore.
Yes, that's
Everyone realizes he doesn't like anyone.
No, that's right. And with all the realization, all those people not sitting down with him for a dinner, not getting to his table because they fucking hate his guts and they know that he's going to, be an asshole. Either way, he was going to be an asshole. So why feed into it? But you couldn't win. And with a narcissist, you can't win. They won't let you.
Just avoid it.
Yep. And that's what they tried to do.
Well, I mean...
The second part doesn't... It's really true. It was me or another guy.
No, I don't mean that. But, I mean, you hear him joking around, but you could tell you do annoy... there's some truth behind what he's saying there. At least it sounds that way to me. And after all this time, I would imagine that's got to hurt. Even...
I mean, it bothers you a little bit, but, I mean, I don't know. We sort of get over it.
In that particular instance, he was saying something, when... And you must know it as a man who's in a relationship.
I was going to say battered wife syndrome. All Gary does is take the hits and keep going back. And he had no fucking spine. No, granted, okay, maybe the money he did afforded him this house that he's now selling. So was it worth it in the end? I don't know. You guys decide.
I also hate the way I'm going to call him Careful Hein. Everything he asks, it's like, just ask the fucking question, you pussy. He has to couch it in such a way that it's just like, I'm going to ask something that might be a little bit get in there. I'm going to get in there a little bit. Oh, God, just fucking ask.
He reminds me of the beginning of Revenge of the Nerds when James Cromwell goes, I've got the old cruise control set at 35. Like,
He
he's
is.
never jaywalked a day in his life.
No, he is
Right.
careful Hein.
Yeah.
Oh God,
And-
he's got to be so. No way is that guy getting
80
multiple
blowjobs?
blowjobs. He's missionary bore.
Not unless he can blow himself, and that was the 80 blowjobs.
Oh, or a dog with peanut butter.
Here, Lassie.
Understand your reaction to something, and that was sort of going on. Howard was having a major reaction to something, and Gary was going, okay, like it was no big deal. I just want to get past it. And I was like, you're not hearing me. You're annoying.
I think he was looking for some validation, and that was
Absolutely,
sorely
and Gary was
missing.
just sort of dismissing it.
And but Robin, you hit it on the head today too. He came in here irritated.
Yeah, he was irritable all.
And that's what Robin would be doing back in the day. She'd come in like a fucking tornado, and people be hiding behind boxes, like banisters. They'd be, pushing other people in her way so they could get away.
Does anyone want to fill out a job application? Oh,
morning.
Underpaid, overworked, stressed to the max,
Pulling their hair out.
medicated.
Premature balding.
I blame these insecure fools who
Yeah.
just don't even realize their self-worth. You know what? This just makes it even more apparent that Billy West was such a savant and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, well, between him and his wife.
I am not going to drown in this environment of abuse.
No, it was you're right. It was apparent that like if you had a value, you knew it. Like with the problem with Jackie, once again, was he didn't network himself properly within the business. He didn't get with comedians, at least, to do joke writing, that he'd have something stable when he was done. He could have at least been writing for, like, there are guys that write for The Tonight Show. Like, they send in jokes and they get, however much, like $500 a joke or $200 a joke, something like that. That's the way it used to work. Guys would freelance and just kind of send stuff, and if it got used, they got paid outright.
Well, he also was drinking a lot.
Yeah. And he also overestimated his value to the show. He also, I believe, Jackie, in that time when he did leave, didn't quite understand that the show was not doing the numbers it wasn't the glory days anymore. And that they might have even been making less money advertising-wise than, because, like, just people were cutting into their ratings.
Yeah.
So, poor Jackie.
With you standing there because you thought the bit was going to start with you in it.
No, he admits that I did the right thing by standing there, and it was still annoying.
Robin, do you think those two should have been tossed or been allowed to have played the game today?
I thought they were funny. I enjoyed the segment, and when she said that, she had cancer, I knew, you gotta. This woman's willing to take off her clothes after having a breast reconstruction, after a, major radical mastectomy. That's got to be seen.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Cringe. I know.
Oh my God! It's just like what?
It's weird that you told us you had your breast
It's
reduction.
so bad. It's
What?
so bad. Like,
What?
did you just hear that? Like, oh, we had to pick that one who had the freak show mastectomy.
Yeah, I know. It's just I tried to roll past it because I mean, if it isn't that, then it's the brother who's trying to get his sister to fucking strip and she's crying, and if it isn't that, it's it's just wrong, like mother and daughter, stripping.
Stick a stick in your asshole and let me throw some rings at it.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck.
Physically remove your nipples.
Yes.
They did. They took them off and they put them on a shelf.
They put them somewhere.
And then they put them back on.
I've been to her apartment. They're refrigerator
I think
magnets
they got
now.
mine back
They're
on.
back
me.
on, right?
Yes.
That's so bizarre.
Joe, you're on the wrap-up
What were they
show.
supposed to do? Make earrings out of them? They had to put them back on.
I don't know, but I don't know why they take them off.
Because
it's
they're
gonna look weird.
reshaping the whole breast and they're putting it in a different place.
Because if they're lifting her breasts up, then her nips are going to be on top of her chest.
Okay.
It's going to be.
Bowie's an idiot. Like what
I
does
know.
he think?
Yeah. He. You know what? They took him off. She keeps him in her freezer. She puts him on her eyes at night to keep down the puffiness. What do you?
Nothing like cucumber nips.
It's so fucking stupid.
Right, the Body Shop has that in there. You want they have nipple ampules, for your face.
It's Sephora. Fucking buy one get one. 4th of July weekend.
Exactly.
Really odd in a low-cut gown. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, that's hilarious. Robin's nipples were removed. That sounds like a Little Mikey new song. But anyway, I got two opinions as to why Robin does her charity organization. I'm sure Robin's going to start screaming at me, but one of them I think is she tries to make up for the fact she's a little embarrassed of being on the Howard Stern show over all these years.
Wow. Amateur psychologist.
And number two.
That's a yes.
What's the? I think so.
There's the tell. So
According to our
you're-
forensic analyst in Buffalo,
according to Special Agent Sam.
Sam
Bing.
Quincy. Sam Quincy.
And number two, I do think that Robin is always trying to make up for the fact she's never had kids. A horse, race car. She wants to go mountain climbed a couple of rocks, and she said she's interested in going mountain climbing. What's she talking about? And I just think she's trying to fill her life.
Yeah, how do you connect mountain climbing to the kid? The horse?
Because you have no feeling for the rock and you have no feeling for the kid.
Yeah, and
So you-
shut up.
was small. The car isn't even alive, and the mountain's ridiculous.
I don't know. I just do, but
You don't care that it makes no
Now,
sense.
what's
You're going with it.
I'm curious. What's your occupation? Because I want to know where. Maybe you're wasting
Oh.
What it is just like Howard. She's a narcissist and bored.
People can't just be fans of the show that listen for all these years and have observations. What's your job? What's
Yeah.
Ralph's job?
What do you do for a living?
Time and whatever it is that you're doing.
No, we lost Joe. But he floated two theories, Robin. Are you doing your charity work because you're embarrassed to be on the show and you're making up for it?
Let me see. There are times I'm embarrassed about being on the show. When I was with that master sergeant the other day, I had no idea how he would react to me being on the Howard Stern show, so I never told him who I was or what I did.
Howard's got to love that. This was a guy who was a Vietnam vet, and she was talking him up like she wanted to jump his bones, basically. And but she didn't say this on the air.
And that story, that was a story to nowhere. Remember when I said during that episode, I go, Fillmore, I can't tell you 5 facts about this story, and it went on forever. I completely zoned out.
Mm-hmm.
It was brutal. It was like
Yeah.
listening to a bad homily from a fucking priest who's like got a monotone voice and it's dry teeth. I was like, Jesus Christ, is there an end in sight to this homily?
No, and there wasn't. I think it was like a 30-minute bit, actually. It was 30 minutes of just, heroin.
I still can't tell you what he did.
in Vietnam. Remember me, Eli? I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, he wasn't there.
And number two, you're compensating for not having children?
No. I could care less about that. You know,
that's true.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and that grandma.
There's too many kids around me, as a matter of fact.
Are there?
And are you upset that grandma thing is now out and about?
Yes, that was a mistake.
All right, Joe, thank you for calling in.
It does give us reason to resurrect the GILF contest. We had that one sitting around for a while. Actually, they wouldn't let us do that at K-Rock. You know that? We were going to do a GILF contest. Tom wanted... Again, the
Where did he
ridiculous...
get turned on?
Because of the term a grandmother I'd like to fuck. Which is a part of everybody's lexicon. Jesus Christ.
Was it something about where he'd have to masturbate and break his code?
We were like, he goes, well, what does GILF mean? I go, well, everybody knows what it means. He goes, yeah, we can't do that. He goes, could it be grandmother I think is hot? I go, well, that's not a GILF anymore. And Howard said,
that's a fucked up acronym.
Tom doesn't understand an acronym.
Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
The contest. Legal wouldn't let us say GILF.
You know what? I mean, that's the one thing about Tom. God love him, and he was a great general manager, but he just never knew how to read a situation or see where culture was going. I mean, You guys were talking about that movie Kick-Ass this morning. I don't know why. When did Kick-Ass become a term that you could just throw out there and maybe kids would be familiar with it? It used to be that could be a bad word.
Right.
Kick-Ass.
Now, speaking of kicking ass, did you...
Okay, well, somebody has woken, Rip Van Norris out of his slumber. When could you say bitch on the air? When did I wake up and somehow, asshole was, didn't you watch NYPD Blue?
By golly, they're using the word cool.
Remember that? I keep bringing that up, that farmer from
Bitchin'.
Toulon. on, remember the farmer from Toulon on the Carson show when they brought these 90, and they asked him, I can remember back in the day, we'd be damn, we see not be damn. He goes, we'd be amazed to see a girl's ankle. Carson goes, what would that do? And he goes, do?
Nothing better than having just regular people on it. And I still find regular people fascinating. Just in general, people who can highlight regular people's stories that are interesting. It's so great.
Speaking of which, tell me about that. I forwarded you to that Carson clip of the doctor, the MD who can't stop talking, and Tim Conway and Richard Pryor on the show, and they're laughing because he just can't stop.
So,
I
messaged my dad that. Okay. So
okay.
he watched the clip too. So I called him on my way home after work, and I go, "What did you think of the clip?" We were both in tears. I go, "Dad, I'm gonna have to pull over on the side of the fucking road if you don't stop." He goes. He's like they're cracking each other up. He's like, it's not like they didn't rehearse this right. And he's like, in the hand. And we were crying laughing. I go, that might have been the funniest thing I've seen in so long. And he's like, this was amazing. He's like, it made my whole day. It was great.
I think it's Lenton
so
Smith.
Great.
There's a doctor that was on the Carson show, late 70s, and Tim Conway and Richard Pryor they were the first guests, and they were just you could hear them laughing all through it because Johnny couldn't get a word in edgewise once this guy took off.
We just play that just for fun.
We're gonna get copyright infringement, unfortunately.
Damn it.
We'll direct you. We'll give you guys the link.
All those Ben Stern fighting stories?
No, this was the first revelation that he had some physical altercations in his background.
I'm going to do the remake of Enter the Dragon.
And do you think Howard is envious of being that kind of fighter and being able to do that?
Definitely.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, verbally, of course, Howard's incredible. He can cut people to
He's incredible. Listen to episode 79. Tell me if you still think that.
Yeah, he's a I just think of like shadow boxing champion #1.
Yeah, he's a fucking wordsmith.
To have a story. To have a story. He's got 2 stories about his dad, now he's got 3.
Oh, Howard has stories, but usually he's the one that's getting hit.
Yeah, my favorite,
which really sucks.
My favorite story about Howard involves you 3 guys. Were you guys on the subway, or were you driving into NBC and you saw somebody getting robbed?
Oh, that was the bike story?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually in a limo.
Okay, here we go. We're getting into this good shit.
Yeah, we were all coming in together, and we were sitting in the town car, and we stopped at a stoplight, and I'm watching a guy with a hacksaw. And we're all watching a guy with a hacksaw sawing through a lock of somebody's bike that's, there at the corner.
I'm sure he was an accredited locksmith.
Right, he had just lost his key.
Just lost his kit.
And I looked at Howard and I said, oh my God, what are we going to do? And Howard said, we're going to sit here and watch.
What do you think he's going to do?
But yet when Beth got spit on, he was driving around like he's Batman.
He's like Christopher Walken in King of New York. Hey, you. Boom.
I'm going to find him like a vigilante.
He did. That was a good Eric the Midget impression. Find him. His game's Jerry. Find him. You know what to do.
You know what to do.
And that was his reaction. My other favorite story is the time that NBC had that picnic.
Right.
Yes.
And all of the staff went to...
I suppose it's dysfunctional family picnic, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean I have a family?
Yeah.
The Bronx.
It was in the Bronx in a park somewhere. Yeah. And everybody was afraid to go there in the first place because it was the Bronx. And we went and it was fine. And then, Howard was...
Go ahead.
Wait, so you went to the Bronx picnic, but you've never heard the word abuela?
Well, it was a different Bronx back then.
Oh, fuck.
Married at the time, and Emily was, a toddler, had just been potty trained. And we go back to the car. We'd all come together. So we go back to the car, and Emily says she needs to use the bathroom. And they had this little potty chair in the trunk of the car. So she's using the potty chair in the trunk of the car. We're all standing outside of the car. All of a sudden, we hear someone say, Howard, Howard.
Hold on, guys.
Howard jumped into the car and locked all the doors. His wife, his child, me, and Fred outside of the car.
Take the kid on the potty. I'm safe.
He was actually able to finish.
And he was just like, I'm the most important one here.
Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show.
He's got to start laughing.
What a pussy.
Oh, hey.
It's the best story ever.
Anybody that calls him a pussy.
What?
Anyone that calls him a pussy, let alone the guy who picks fucking particles of poop out of your underwear.
I was going to say, the guy cleans the Hershey squirts out of his drawers.
The guy who picks out your snake boots and scarves.
Happened. You guys couldn't even get in the car to be safe.
Right, because
he locked us out.
The most important person was taken care of.
Protect the president. Hey, what I don't understand about Rob, I get the charities and all that stuff, but I don't understand. Like, you were just in Guatemala. When did you get back? Like Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
And now you're going to go to Miami, and I think the week before that you were in Miami. Like,
No, I was not in Miami the week before that.
Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's keep going.
You're
I was here.
rollerblading, you're skydiving. You're never sitting still. You don't see, like, what is that? Like, you don't seem to be able to sit and relax.
Can you sit still?
I can sit and relax. I relaxed the weekend before all.
This is a woman who's not getting fucked.
She's her sexual congress comes in the form of, charity work, I suppose.
Let me tell you, when you're not getting laid regularly, yeah, sure, I'd be jumping off buildings and miming charities and chopping salads and smoothies too. What the fuck?
Buffing floors of warehouses
Running
just for fun.
marathons.
Yeah.
To be home and be alone with your thoughts?
Are you kidding me? I'm at home alone a lot.
All right. I'm just concerned. It seems like
No,
you're
this
running
was
away
just
from
a timing problem. I wouldn't necessarily be doing all of these things in a row, except that this is how the time worked out.
Is this sad old 45-year-old single man projecting?
I mean, yeah, maybe a little. I love that. Yeah, of course. I mean, I just can't. Like, if I was just in Guatemala, I wouldn't leave the house for like a month.
Okay, well, we know now what that's led to. Go ahead.
Ralph's been single, so he said 40-something and single, so now he's almost 70 and 65.
65. No, it's like 60.
He's going to be
Yeah.
Social Security agent, still single. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
straight, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but that's not your name.
He's eccentric.
I'm not tired from that.
Robin's one of those kind of people who will go to Guatemala and she'll go to London and she'll go to. It's like she wants to see the world. She's like a world traveler, and there's some people who are just couch potatoes, and there's nothing wrong with either.
I do have to say though, Robin, you do have stamina. When I hear Robin
Yeah.
say stuff like, "Oh, I went to London for the weekend,"
You didn't hear that. If you grew up with like your mother that liked Liberace and had like tried to justify why he looked like a fucking gaylord and acted like one, but wasn't one somehow. Yeah.
to go to the theater, like I need 2 days to recover from London.
I got to tell you, my favorite story is that I had a friend whose mother died in the middle of the week, and she was a very dear friend, and I knew her mother very well. And I couldn't get to the funeral, of course, because we would be on the air, but they were having 2 viewings on a Wednesday. And so I did the show, got on a plane, flew to Pittsburgh, got there, drove to their home.
Meanwhile, Gary's father's wake was like, I don't know, a limo ride away. And Howard couldn't
block away.
If Ed Bradley had died with his father, like in a crash, he would have been there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then Robin, too, like, okay, so you flew to Pittsburgh. It's an hour flight.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the travel time, the transit time going to whatever airport and then, making it over. I mean, back and forth, that's a big pain in the ass.
It's a nice thing. But yeah, she definitely put in effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still can't believe. So when she's saying this, how the fuck couldn't Howard, how could he just send a deli tray?
Well, it was cheap. It was easier than sending himself, which was, no one wanted him there anyway. But at the very least, like, that's one of those things. When we do jump the shark, I know a lot of people would have said, "Fuck him." Like he's clearly some kind of asshole. And the excuse he gave about Beth and the fucking booty and she hurt herself. Like, so what? So what? You take her to the hospital. You get sure she's fine. She's taken care of. You have security. You have people there for her. It's not like she broke her fucking neck and she's on, life support and an iron lung, and you go and you fucking pay your respects. She would understand that if she's any kind of human being.
I found out somebody I was close with in high school, their father passed away last week. And I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Saw in the paper where the wake was. My sister and I, we went to the wake and just paid our respects. Like, you just show up for people.
Yeah, it's respect.
It's respect.
Yeah.
You shared, if you shared I've spent so much time with his family growing up. I'm like, of course. And that's me. This is, it baffles me that he didn't go to that wake.
If Gary's father's wake was in the Hamptons mansion, Howard would find a way to miss it. I was doing.
He'll be so mad.
Yeah.
Funeral home, did the second viewing with the family, then left the airport, got on a plane, and was flying back to New York so I could do the
Ralph's already
Thursday
tired.
show.
Yeah,
And I was texting a friend, and I said, "Oh my God, I am so tired." And they said, "Why don't you pull an Artie?" And I was like, I have
couldn't
to
drive
be
to
there.
Maryland.
I can't
I
do
mean,
that. So I come in and make the show the next day perfectly fine. I'm on time. Everything's fine. Who doesn't show up? Artie.
Because he was smart.
Use all those sick days, buddy.
Absolutely.
Like, see, you can't pull an Artie because Artie's always doing.
Garrett, it's Robin.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the incredible thing too. I mean, you'll run around. I mean, that's important, but I mean, you'll be doing dinner till late, and you got some energy.
I think the reason Robin has energy about things like that is, believe it or not, I think she enjoys it.
Yeah.
I think if there's something
Ralph.
that you really enjoy, something you have a passion for, you find a way to do things. If you don't have any desire, like you might not have a desire to go.
Okay, she had no kids, no spouse, no sex life, no like real friends in life. What did she have but fucking time outside of the whatever 5 hours or 4 hours they used to do on the air? What the fuck else did she have to do in her life? Nothing.
Yeah, if I didn't have a family and a full-time job, I'd be fucking climbing crap in Guatemala too. I mean, what? It's just.
And if you had like unlimited, you had like fucking a gold, like Amex or whatever bullshit, and you had no money issues to deal with constantly. I mean, honestly, Jesus.
And pay respects to somebody in Pittsburgh who's just died, or fly to London to see a Broadway play. That's not your thing. You'd rather go maybe to a Comic-Con convention.
I can't even get him to come to dinner
I was
sometimes.
going to say,
And he's not. Oh my God!
Right.
The last time we went
I
out
slept
during
right
the
through
evening,
it.
he had to come to work the next day here early because it was the Tiger Woods
Right.
beauty pageant, I think.
Oh my God, that killed
And
me.
he was supposed to meet me for dinner that night. He was a no-show because he fell asleep.
Wow.
Robin, what time do you go to sleep?
Another smart person leaving
Ralph.
Robin, even though it would have been on her nickel, but
Ralph also lived like, I would love to get like a GoPro on Ralph and just watch what his life is like. Just what do you fucking do all day?
a day in the life of a grifter.
Yeah, like how you put on your cat or your dog and just see where they go and what they do. Where does this fucking guy go all day? What does he do? I just can imagine the seediest life.
Well, it would be more exciting than that one of the eagle from the top of the Burj Khalifa, where they put a GoPro and it flies down. Maybe a pelican instead.
Like typically, like during a work week.
Last night I went to bed after midnight
Oh my God.
at 4:30.
And that was your sleep for the day. Do you nap?
I don't have time to nap today. I have too many things to do.
Oh my! See, I think you're crazy. I think this is what you're like. Really?
He said he had the best lineup. We were having
But you could also
dinner one night with Gina Gershon, and he goes, "Oh, Robin's one of those crazy people who doesn't need to sleep." You
Or
know
it
how
could
the
also be she's just
lunatics
very
don't
happy.
sleep?
I mean, some people, when they're overly tired, they just might be depressed. So
Crazy.
that's something to examine.
Okay, well, Gina, we had to throw another star in the mix just to name drop. Go ahead.
I'd have a lot of energy too if I didn't have a job for 8 hours a day and a child. You know what I mean? Like, what does Robin have to do?
Nothing. Jeez, and she's driven everywhere. I mean, like,
Ugh.
fuck. Like, you don't even have the
She's
stress of a
and
drive.
she doesn't have to clean her house or do laundry and carry it up the basement stairs and fold it and put it away and dust and cook and clean and fuck you.
4.5 hours, I can get by on that like one day, but I have to make some of that time up. I only sleep 5.5 hours a night myself anyway.
See, that's why you've got TOP or whatever.
What's the rest of your day, Robin?
What is it you have?
Oh, TPOT syndrome. This woman was telling me that there's a real syndrome called tip of the tongue syndrome.
It used to be called senility.
Right.
Robin, what's the rest of your day now?
Well, I have to, in a few minutes, I'm doing a pre-tape with Rosie. This afternoon, I'm doing the J-Time.
Okay, so another plugs. There couldn't go fucking rest of the wrap-up show without a bunch of
How do you have
plugs.
all this energy to do pre-tapes with your hair and your makeup done for you?
I have to.
I mean, it's
I'm
so
doing Jane's-
fucking unfair. It's so unfair.
It is.
Crazy.
Look at me.
Oh, I think the reason Robin can do it is because she really enjoys. I mean, Robin enjoys people, and I think that's the bottom line.
That's worth the price of admission, guys. Patreon. Do it. Buy a Patreon subscription, you cheap fucks.
Robin enjoys people.
Oh, God, that's good stuff.
How many interns were terrified right out of a job?
They have PTSD interns. Robin Quivers Interns, Inc.
How many people ended up cutters?
And listening to fucking goth.
Marilyn Manson.
Joy Division. Interpol later on when they decided derivative was fine.
Hit the cuckoo sound effect.
All right, thanks, Ralph. And Robin, what are you promoting? You came on, you might as well.
Oh, it's the 15foundation.org. Go to the website today. You can actually see some of the things that we are trying to replace for the Boys and Girls Club of South Beach, and make a donation or contribute to one of those toys that we want to, those games that we want to put back in the room.
You can't see us, guys.
Some change in one of those red pails that sit there at the malls during, what are they called? Those red pails where they cling the bell and you got to throw your change in. Come on, what the hell? What is it called, that charity? God, I'm just trying to blank because I'm so delirious with laughter.
It'll come back to me.
It's go to Give. You want to see it? Give 15. You can do that, or you can click on that big blue bar. No.
That'll take you to Brendan Murphy's website.
Why do you need to have a foundation? Just donate a fucking pool table and a ping pong table to the Miami Boys and Girls Club or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of if I put like Ben Affleck in the movie The Town at the end when he gives all that money to his girlfriend, and she anonymously donates it, well, under the name of somebody, she donates a skating rink. Except if you could just put Ben Affleck there with a ribbon cutting ceremony and an assault rifle. This was me, guys, and calling like a 3-camera shoot, inviting ABC. Look, this is what a life of crime gets you, a rink.
Down there.
Okay.
And those are the game tables that we want to replace in the game room. So you could go on and donate.
You know, fuck amputees. What kids really need is a game table.
Wait a minute. So she's saying you can donate to replace the game tables? You have to be fucking kidding me. You've been famous for decades. You have millions of dollars.
Sure.
Buy the kids some game tables. What does you need? Felt for the pool table and some cues?
Right.
Give me a break.
We're raising the next generation of hustlers and sharks.
You need some chalk?
Maybe for the outline of Robin when they find her in their house.
What are you donating? What is it, like 10 cents for a chalk block to fucking, cue it up or whatever?
Well, I mean, even a real table, which costs thousands of dollars, she could fucking afford without. She could find that in the loose change of her fucking sofa.
Jesus, they should be having a roller coaster under that pool table for what they. It should be one of those elaborate.
The scrambler.
Part of the proceeds will go to the charity, or you can just donate, or you can just join.
And one last question for you before we go to a break. Today, Howard said Jimmy Kimmel told him that this is the only show where you do something, you go to Guatemala, you try to do a charitable thing, and he just breaks your balls over for the entire time.
Even my agent yesterday said to me, in spite of the fact that you're being ridiculed, it sounds like you had a great trip. You're like,
oh, because that's what it was for. Make sure you have a good time, Robin. YOLO.
Okay, last little bit, guys.
You have to just thread through the BS to figure out that it was a great trip.
I think it's Howard's reverse psychology. He's going to put it down, and that way it'll get more people interested.
Sure. I think that he just thinks everything is crazy.
Interesting theory. All right, Ted, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Miss Howard TVs that we saw today. And is Ralph right saying that Robin is out of her mind?
We know that already. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for us, guys. The wrap-up show has wrapped us up. Any closing thoughts before we put this puppy to bed, Sam? Now that your ribs are bruised?
Now that I've had a 2x4 taken to my chest, I don't know. Oh my God. Oh Christ, who would donate to this?
Next up, guys, we'll be doing a 3.5-hour show on Howard's boots. We're trying to think of the most frivolous fucking non-issue shit to make an episode out of. But anyway,
I started a foundation so kids can learn how to make salads and sing with their hands. What the fuck?
Don't kids know at 5 years old with that Play-Doh set that you can make salads with green Play-Doh? Anyway,
yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just a reminder, this is part 6 of the 15 Foundation. There are 5 other parts. We are now in March, so when we get through to April and May, there's a whole whack of months because of the summer months. Obviously, they were off a lot of days, and it takes us into the fall, so we're getting much closer to the end. For those of you thinking this is too much, well, fucking stick it up your asshole. And we know the people that love this are going to be staying tuned to it. So we love you.
We spaced it out. We think we spaced it out pretty good, and then you can always go back, and then Robin can always go back and remember what a success this was.
The last episode was May 3rd. I think we've given enough time between ones, so next one will come a little faster. Okay, so have a good one, guys. We love you. Take care.
Bye.
Scott Weill and the Stone Temple Pilots. There's a band that, God, I just could give a rat's ass about.
I mean, what is that? What are you learning from?
Why use it?
This is no wonder people like this special. It's the anti-special. There's nothing special about these guys.
I really, they're one of those bands I never got.